Who wants to recap?
I'll do it. Wait, sorry, Ted, you say you want to?
No, go ahead. It's fine.
Okay, cool. So we sailed to the lizard folk and sent our little snake in there. Then Zashel talked to him a bit, and they told us to pretty much pull around back.
Yeah.
So we did, and while waiting for them, we were attacked by... Am I? Yeah. We were attacked by... I don't know. We talked to them, kind of brokered a weird deal, talked to the queen, even though the main guard, or whatever the drum post was, didn't want us to talk to that person. And they told us to go kill a thing. It turned out to be 3 separate things, apparently. And that's where we left off.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we sort of glossed over the whole Vutha conversation, but...
Would you like to elaborate?
I mean, we had an entire conversation with Vutha, who presented himself as the prime negotiator, but he was apparently sort of taking that title on himself and trying to keep us away from Othakant completely. And only by basically fooling our escort, who was supposed to lead us out of the lizard folk encampment, did we actually get to see the queen.
Yeah, pretty much. Nice work, by the way. Okay. Any other points of interest you'd like to bring up at this moment?
There was a giant lizard folk in the throne room. Don't know what that's about.
It's true. Okay. All right,
Was it last session that we learned that the enemy they're dealing with is the Sahuagin? I feel like it was last session.
Yes.
I mean,
And they're getting...
No.
They're kind of getting their asses kicked, is my understanding. Like, that was sort of the lizard folk are losing ground to the Sahuagin. It was sort of the implication I feel like we got from Vutha.
Fair assessment from what he told you, yes. Okay. After you have decapitated Thousand Teeth the crocodile, you return to Kepesk Askan Ashak, and they take you back towards the entrance to the caverns. This time they do not blindfold you, and so you're all able to see this stretch of what ends up being, again, a couple of hours walk back towards their home. The moors are strange. Wherever you happen to be standing feels like level ground, and looking out, there doesn't appear to be a lot of upwards growth, a lot of trees or anything. But every once in a while there is more or less not really a sinkhole per se, but a dip in the ground that accommodates trees that from the level ground appear only to be bushes, and those are the couple of locations you guys have kind of stepped into thus far. That's where you found Thousand Teeth, and by the time you get back to the caverns, it is late at night. It is dark, and you are afforded light by torches by your guides. And back on the map over here, who would you like to just take the head straight to the queen? Is that what you would intend to do?
That would be my thought, given she's the one that tasked us with bringing it in.
Okay. Is there anything that happens in the traveling? Is there anything that happens while you travel before you get there?
I don't think so.
Okay.
That lady. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I am trying to... Did they change the functionality? Trying to shift click so you guys... Can you guys see where you are on this map?
I see two.
I am in 2 places.
Oh, you are in two places. Let's fix that.
I am also in 2 places.
No longer. I-
Here in
okay.
the hall.
Okay. Who is carrying the skull? I have an assumption, but does anyone make a point of being the person to offer it?
I would think Greinar would.
I was going to
Okay.
say I would love to do that, but I also do not have the strength to pick it up. So
Okay. This skull is presented. It is pretty gruesome, especially even with like axes having to hack through the meaty neck to pull it off. It was incredibly messy. And the head of the lizard folk that was retrieved from the bottom of the pond is with Kepesk, who presents it to the queen, and also gestures for the presentation of your offering, which she regards with. Let's do insight. Does someone want to do insight?
Sure. I will do my best.
Wow.
Sort of my thing, although I'm not proficient. Haha, good meme. Good meme.
She seems surprised that you were able. She seems very surprised that you were able to get it in the first place.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
I lean
And-
over and whisper to Zashel. She seems surprised.
And she says, Our deal still stands. Because of the service you have provided to my people, we will help defend your city with the assistance you have promised.
Greinar looks to lawyer. I forgot your name.
Zashel.
Looks over to Zashel, and then looks around and looks confused that there's no contract that has magically appeared in your hand.
I'm more confused on what exactly I promised, because I remember this was we'd like to make a deal. Sure, go kill this thing first. Here you go. Can we make a deal now? With the aid you have promised. The aid I what now?
You don't say it like that.
If you recall, what you offered was medical assistance, men if you can supply them, and tools, weapons. That's what she's referring to.
Ah, okay.
Is there anything you'd like to say, or would you like to actually write a contract?
I will hold off on writing a contract only because my thought is we take her counteroffer back to Firebrand, figure out what exactly he's willing to what's the word I'm looking for?
No idea.
Counteroffer?
I mean,
What exactly he's willing to supply her with in terms of what we said. Medicines, weapons, people, if he's even willing to do that. And then draw that up once we've gotten word back to him. This is a time I wish I had the sending spell.
Okay.
what happened?
Hmm?
Didn't we have one?
No.
Kiara had a sending stone, but it could only be used to contact home office or head office.
Right, that's what I'm thinking of.
So not particularly helpful in this instance.
All right. If there's nothing, if there is no other thing, if there's nothing else you'd like to say in audience with Othakant, then you are dismissed. You can choose to spend another night here and then travel home, but you are there is nothing else she requires of you.
Do
Oh.
we want to stay here in the lair with the lizard folk, or do we want to try and make it back to the ship?
Actually, can I ask her? I would kind of like to know where the main sort of war zone is. Like, where is the main point of conflict with the Sahuagin? Ideally, I would like to, at some point, get a look at their forces so that I have a better idea of what to tell the folks in Saltmarsh, Eleander especially,
Okay.
that they're dealing with.
She tells you that there is a lot of turf conflict in the water, but the most sustained combat is small attacks on the moors to the west of the Dunwater River. There is a stretch of land that is not dominated territory, not claimed territory, and that is where any combat is being pushed to. The lizard folk are continuing to push and hold westward, but the Sahuagin are strong and encroaching closer and closer to their camp, to their caverns by the week.
Okay, so I'm sorry. The Moors to the east is where. No, the Sahuagin are pushing east, and the lizard folk are trying to push farther west.
Here, let me help you out. Let me get you on the topographical map. Okay. So, right here. Okay, that's where you guys are. And this stretch of land here. So you guys are here. The stretch of land here is where most of the combat is happening.
Okay, so not horrifically far from Saltmarsh.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else you ask?
Not that I can think of. Did they ever explain why Thousand Teeth was? No, they did. Never mind. Yeah, I think I'm good.
Okay. Does anyone else have anything of what they'd like to ask? Okay. And do you want to spend the night here, or as Yop asked, do you want to try to get home? Or try to get back to the ship anyway?
I think at least one of us should go back to the ship and tell them that we succeeded, because we kind of left the main wall for like 24 hours now.
Yeah. Good.
If that's the case, then why don't we just all go back?
I do not want to stay here.
I think we should go back to the ship. If Tobias and Micah are rested up, they can sail through the night while we rest. Is it night? I
point.
can't even tell down here.
It was dark as you were. It was late when you were getting back, so it is nighttime for sure.
Either way, it's probably best we don't leave them alone, in case either the lizard folk or Sahuagin or even just dangerous wildlife.
Fair enough point. A good point, even, I'd say. I think heading back to the ship is wise.
Okay. Who? Let's see. You have a couple people, and you have half the people here cannot see in the dark. There's the light cantrip. There's also torches. How are you going about lighting sources?
Yop will light a torch.
Okay.
And Grinar will lead the group back using Outlander.
Okay. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Get you guys. Let's get perception checks from everybody.
Okay, so I have determined why you guys cannot hear me half the time.
Why?
I was apparently in this. I don't know if this is an issue for you, Adam. If I am in the ID virtual environment, you guys cannot hear me. My push to talk does not function.
Nice.
I was saying I usually cast light on either Yop's shield or Yumi's bow, but that's all.
Okay.
Traditionally speaking.
Ooh, that's a good roll.
I'm very cautious after getting almost murdered.
I just don't trust anybody like I used to. Ignore the sounds of me flipping through my book.
It's something that you have to do outside of the game.
What was that?
I didn't want to mute us because I have to sign into my phone, but I was telling him, he was wondering why his avatar looks like that when we roll, and I told him it's something we have to fix outside the game.
No.
Oh,
I hear I
okay.
was thinking you were talking mad shit about her checking the book. I was like, what the hell?
No, me, I was being an
No,
idiot. Asking a question.
That's something you're supposed to do out of camera. I was like, wait, what? Holy fuck, man.
My bad. Next time I'll.
if Doug was gonna throw shade at me, he would
Like,
say it
Sarah!
at full
Yeah.
volume.
Sarah!
Sarah!
I don't have to.
Why, Sarah?
It's
Why?
transparent.
Why
Yeah,
Sarah?
Oh, you'll know.
Sent directly to your messaging.
If Doug's mad at me, I'll know. Okay. Back on this
Sorry,
map.
Andrew's impersonation of Doug calling is greatest.
I do impersonations of everyone. Just wait, you'll have.
The best thing.
Oh, I'm glad that you find it funny. Okay. We've got a couple people who, despite not seeing super well in the dark, are able to perceive on the path. So first of all, you guys are led back up to the exit, but you are not escorted back to your ship. It is dark, and lizard folk who can't see in the dark are somewhat vulnerable, and you guys are attracting pretty much anything that might be interested with these light sources that you kind of have to have, including a bunch of little bugs. They're just floating around and drawn to the light source. Yeah, let's do this. Yop, could you make me a Constitution saving throw?
Oh boy.
Oh, fun.
Hey.
All right. Cool. We'll talk about that later.
Fun.
All right. But as you're keeping an eye out for the path that is a little bit more sturdy and sound, there are stretches of this path that seem a little bit shaky, and don't seem as solid on first at first glance, and even as you approach, begin to shiver and move, and then you are, I wouldn't say surrounded per se, but there are like things that aren't friends that are shuffling their way up into a semi-vertical position. It looks just like mud. It just looks like the mud is rising up and moving in a wave to attack. Let's roll initiative.
Whoops. Sorry about that. Forgot to click my token first. Oh, those are 4 good initiative rolls.
6, 7, 8, 9.
5, 309.
Had to mess it
Last,
all up with a 13. instead
5,
of a
309.
last night, the game we were playing, the initiative that we had, the highest roll was a 13. Felt bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that everybody?
Oh, we
Did
got
you?
118.
Yop, did you? No,
I
you
didn't
did
click my token.
not. Okay. Whoop.
Thank
And you got a 7. All right. Dasani, you are up first.
He is figuring out what he wants to do.
That is okay.
Where's your thing?
What are these?
These are just weird mud monsters.
Oh, okay, fine. I'll love that for us.
As far
Yep.
as you know, they're just weird monsters.
Oh.
Yeah. So, what do you think?
Nope.
There you go. Get my character sheet.
Oh, you're fine.
Don't mind.
Do you want to switch again? Do you want to fight them? Or rather use spells?
Yeah, should I fight?
I mean, do you want to use wild shape or do you want to use spells?
How strong are these fucking things?
No idea.
Well, let's
Puddles of
use-
goop. They don't look too threatening.
Right? Not really, right? So I'm thinking, like, should I just attack them? I don't think if I switch into any type of
You got that in his attack?
moonbeam.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna. Sonny is gonna do some magic. Submit moonbeam.
Woof.
Oh,
No,
is it
that one-
good?
There you go. Well, she has to roll.
Oh.
Yep. Okay. They rolled a 9. Which one? I'm assuming the one on your side.
9. 8. DC 13. Sorry, what?
I'm assuming you're targeting the one that is.
Yes, sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. Okay, it rolled a 9, so it did not save. It's going to take the 9 damage. It is surprisingly not very good against this whole, essentially holy light that is just blasting through it. It kind of splatters outwards, kind of like when you step in a puddle of mud. Any bonus action for you?
No.
Oh, okay. Sweet. This one to the south sludges its way forward and throws itself up into, I say another, again, a vertical shape, and then tries to just collapse on top of Vicaris. Does, nope, a 10 will not hit.
No, wow. Even without mage armor.
It just, dirties you up a little bit. And then it's your turn.
Okay, would I... Sorry, I'm gonna close the door real quick. For spell purposes, do these things look humanoid?
Not at all.
Okay. Figured. Wanted to try.
I watched them.
In that case, I will... Wait, he's probably right next to me, isn't he?
He is, in fact, right next to you.
Then I'm gonna do my tried and true shocking grasp.
Cool.
With... Does that hit?
Yes.
Thank God.
It's
Bye,
very
buddy.
sludgy. It's very sludgy. And the entire mass and then some of the earth around and the mud and sludge around also just spark with this electricity being fired through it.
And then I will walk away.
That move is so funny. Reiner.
Alrighty. I would like to make a nature check, or whatever check you deem fit.
You could make a nature check. You could also just try to use your insight feature.
I could do that. I will try that.
Okay.
That's a nat 20.
Haha. Okay. What 3 things would you like to learn about it?
Fighting
Obviator.
style.
Okay. Why don't you give me the other two as well, so I don't overlap.
Goal and favorite song. Any layer information I can deduce.
Okay. Fighting style. Stealth
Combat.
Stealth and overwhelm and devour. And the what was the second one?
What did I say? Motivation.
Motivation. Eat your flesh.
Figured.
Mm-hmm. And the last one was layer actions.
Layer location.
Oh, location. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. It would appear to be right where they were sitting.
Wonderful. All right. Would that give me any indication putting my fist into it would be a bad idea?
Roll an insight check.
Nat 1. Fuck.
It seems like it would be about as effective as actually punching mud would be.
That's a good point. Greinar's going to take one of his bottles of potent alcohol / basically using it as oil and smash it over the thing. And who is it that's carrying the torch right now? The Yop?
Yup.
Yeah.
Nearly over there. I'm gonna just go ahead and light my own torch.
Okay. That's your turn?
That's it.
Alright. Cool. And it's his turn. And this one is going to actually drop down from being up top and just grab at your legs and your glaives and try to climb you, Greinar. With a 17 to hit.
That is a miss.
Okay, cool. And Yumi.
All right. She's gonna pull out her rapier and stab the one right next to her.
Okay.
Does a 16 hit?
Yes.
Does it get stuck in the muck?
Your sword?
Yes.
It does not, but when you pull the blade back, you hear the sound of fizzing and sizzling, and the tip of your rapier has been dulled. It's got a -1 penalty now.
Ooh. That is not good. All right, that's her turn.
Okay. Yop, you're up.
Yop, having seen this, spins the little gear on the back of her shield and
A 13
launches
hits.
out her fireball. All right.
Okay. It doesn't seem to ignite in a way that you would expect. It has resistance, it would appear. Zashel? Oh wait, sorry. Yop, I assumed no bonus action, right?
No, that's it.
Yeah, Zashel, you're up.
Zashel is going to make some space. Karis has the right idea. And I will. Well, let's find out what their deck save is like. No, I lied. I'm going to use my new cantrip.
Ooh.
It's just
Hell
Eldritch
yeah.
Blast. That's not exciting.
I mean, Eldritch Blast can be very exciting. What does Eldritch Blast look like for this warlock?
That is definitely a very brilliantly bright gold-colored energy. Yeah, I don't want to go too high into the snake theme, so yeah, that's it.
Just
Yeah,
a,
you
just
do it.
a bolt of golden light is yeah.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. A 22 is an walloping hit and 6 damage. Blasts.
Damage.
Yeah, blasts about half of it away. Any bonus actions?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I have anything that casts the bonus action.
Oh, okay. Dasani. Dasani, you still have.
Yeah,
I was
he's
just-
gonna do his movement.
Yeah.
Okay. It's saved, but it still takes half damage. All right. That one looks like a glorified puddle at this point. Any bonus actions for you?
Nope.
Okay. The one near Yumi and Yop will return upwards and try to crash down on Yumi. And 11 is nothing. And then Vakaris, you're up.
Going to Twin Ray of Frost.
Both of those hit.
Sweet.
Oof. Oof.
One of them is the one up here is mostly solidified, but it still has some mobility. The other one is completely iced and, for all intents and purposes, dead.
Nice.
Don't know what dead means for an ooze. I don't know. Bonus action?
Nope.
Okay. Grynar?
Alright. Grynar will attempt to light it on fire. I'm gonna just use this, but it's gonna use a D4 for damage. I guess that will work. Should not be a +6. That's acid damage. That's a 9.
Okay, that hits.
Oh, does? Okay.
Yeah.
I believe since I'm just hitting it with a torch, it just is 1d4. But does light it on fire for the additional 5, assuming that it can actually be lit on fire.
It looks like it has trouble lighting, but the force with which you still attack it is enough to disperse what remains of this blob. That one is also killed.
All right, that worked.
Yay! Just a little something soft to get us off to get us going for the evening.
Haha, because they're oozes, they're soft.
Okay. All right.
We should get back to the boat.
I agree. Let's get the fuck out of the swamp.
This
Would
sucks.
Would you like to roll perception checks as you continue on your way?
Absolutely.
Yes,
Add
I
it to
would like to try. Yumi will do badly at it.
Hey.
But
Ooh.
How do I keep getting shite ass perception checks?
All right, you guys are wandering your way back. Ooh, Dasani. Dasani, I don't think has rolled ever higher than his passive perception.
Dasani's so fucking high right now.
Dude, I'm so fucking big, dude.
Screaming into the night and alerting all the dark time predators.
God, I'm so fucking baked.
You
Mud puddles coming to life, dude. It's fucking great.
He also did bring a massive light on.
that is true. You've got a little bit of a trek before you get to the point where you start to hear the ocean. And before you see the shore, you are confronted again with the Bullywug massacre from the day before, that has been partially feasted on by some animals, mostly abandoned as it is bullywugs, and also in the swamp. Zashel and Vicaris, as you are all treading through the remains of these of this tribe, there's something that glitters a little in the light that is offered from Yap's shield, buried partially in the mud, not far from where the king of the bullywugs had pulled himself from the mud, from the murk.
Sort of look at Vicaris, look at the thing, and then do the like rock paper scissors 1 2 3. No, I will pull it out with. I will pull on it with Mage Hand. I will summon Mage Hand.
Oh, that's smart. I was gonna RP like, what are you doing?
yeah, you
See the look of abject confusion on Viserys' face, like.
He starts just like randomly waving his hands in the air too.
It feels heavier than your mage hand can pull.
Hey, what is that over there? And my Mage Hand will point.
Can I make it out at all?
Once it's indicated, yeah.
Can I see it with any better clarity than this two?
I'm asking, do you go and try to retrieve it, or do you just look?
Can I use prestidigitation to like light it up a little bit? Not fire-wise, but actual light.
I mean, good. You might be able to clean it off with the prestidigitation. I don't know if you have to touch it to prestidigitate it.
No, you don't have to touch it. Prestidigitation has a range of 10 feet.
We'll get in 10 feet and create a harmless sensory effect, like a tiny little light.
This thing glitters a little bit more. It's kind of hard to see. Some of the pieces of what you're seeing look like round, silvery coin.
I'll just go pull it out.
Okay.
It's slightly effortful, but not incredibly. Just Mage Hand can't lift a whole lot. There is a helmet that has been turned upside down that is mostly sunk in the mud. It has a crest that is decorated with seashells and soft leathers on the sides, and the interior of the helmet is filled with platinum pieces.
Cut.
Well then.
Kind of surprised we
I
managed to not see this last time.
We didn't go over to where he
Well, we're
came up out of the
pretty
ground.
hurt.
Probably.
And
Yeah.
not
Plus the lizard folk
looking
showed
for
up
things.
relatively
point.
quickly afterward.
I asked if anyone wanted to make a perception check or investigate the bodies or anything. Vicaris was the only one who did, and he rolled at like an 8.
Can we do a history check on the crest?
On the crest,
Yeah.
I would say it's more of a like. It doesn't look like a. I say the crest is like the crest of the brow, not like an insignia per se.
Okay.
So, it doesn't look like symbolic, it's just decorated.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Cute.
interesting.
How much platinum?
325 platinum pieces.
What?
We're rich.
For
That's
real.
our dues paid.
Holy fuck.
Alright guys, let's quit.
Christ, that's a lot.
I know.
How many of us?
It's 50 platinum each and 25 platinum for the party stock. Because haven't we paid the dues for the month now?
Yes, we
Mhm.
have. You said 25 for the stock, right?
I did.
Okay.
And then how much for everyone?
50.
50.
50?
50.
Jesus Christ.
Let me see if the helmet has a handout.
That's a lot more money than I've seen in a long time.
Definitely that more money
I-
than I've ever had.
Kind of wonder why the bullywug was carrying this much cash. Maybe they were.
Probably because if he left it at home, so another home was going to steal it.
I mean, they were out basically hunting.
Maybe we
Maybe-
trespassed on their territory?
Ow! Sorry.
Accidentally?
This was supposed to be the lizard folk territory, remember? That's why they told us to land here. I'm thinking that
Well-
maybe somebody paid them.
Maybe. I mean, the lizard folk mentioned that they had been a menace, so they might have recently moved in and claimed that territory that we walked through.
Could be. Could be.
I mean, someone might have paid them to come after us, but
I didn't mean us. I meant the lizard folk.
oh,
Yeah, we're not important enough for someone
I
to pay
think-
that much to come after us.
yeah, fair enough. That's why I was confused. I was like, I don't think we're that cool. I mean, maybe. I mean, but the only people that we know of that the lizard folk are fighting are the. Why is the name suddenly evaporated in my head? Whatever you. Yeah, Sawken. And they're not generally known for their hiring of mercenaries. They're mostly just known for killing people and having forearms.
Pollywogs ambushed some smugglers and killed them and took their loot.
We do know someone who ate these lizard folk and has vast resources.
Firebrand?
Buddy Eli.
Exactly.
Could be, but I
Daddy
can't
Eli.
imagine.
Accusing him of conspiracy while also calling him daddy. I'm here for it.
Well, I said daddy.
Maybe
Eli,
he's
not
into
daddy.
that sort of thing.
I
Daddy,
can't imagine
no.
that he would make a deal with bullywugs, which are even less trustworthy and more unpredictable than the lizard folk.
I have to agree. As much
I
as I
think-
dislike Firebrand, I don't think he would make a deal with them.
I think the bridge is perfect evidence of the lengths that they are willing to go.
Okay, but he didn't make the bridge. That was.
Human.
Didn't
Been
they say
around
that is.
for
I mean
millennia.
humans. No offense.
I mean,
None,
that's
none taken.
the most. This is the most broad strokes I've painted it in a little while.
I'm just saying we don't know any other enemies of these lizard folk. And
I mean, or it could literally not be anything of what you guys are thinking, and it could just be they've been robbing
Absolutely.
people for a long time. It just happened, or just I don't know, happened upon a treasure chest, or a rich merchant, or
just saying.
anything else.
he has both the motive and the means.
I think all
I mean-
possibilities should be considered until we gather further evidence.
Thank you.
As you wish.
Let's have. You guys can
I would
roll an
like-
insight check if you'd like to.
Ooh.
Yeah.
While this is going on, I want to search for that horn.
Oh,
Oh,
Vicaris
it's already
picked that
been
up
claimed.
Oh, okay.
for his weird collection. I would say the grime that has accumulated in this helmet, on the coin and on the helmet itself, Vicaris and Zashel would indicate that this has maybe either been in this location for a very long time or just been in the moors for a very long time.
Okay, so
Mm.
probably just their treasure.
Might have been literally handed down from generations or something.
Zashel,
Not anymore. What's up, yup?
could you use those special eyes of yours to just see if there's anything magic about that helmet?
I can do that.
What do your god eyes see?
I was thinking that.
You all heard it. I'm a god. You heard it. It's canon.
You're not a god. Your eyes are from a god.
Eyes are god.
That's also not true.
No, that's what the card thinks.
It's magical. I think.
Well,
Is it
when we get
evocation
back
or
to-
divination? Let me give you the kinds of lights you're seeing. Oh, transmutation. That makes sense. It's transmutation magic.
When we get back to the ship, if I could see that for 10 minutes or so, I think I could tell us what it is.
If you have the 100 gold piece pearl that spell requires.
I do now.
Yep.
Ooh. That is true. I mean, not that I question that you could acquire one, but you do have to find one before you can cast the spell. You could also check
I could
around.
also just put it on my head and see what happens.
Could do that. Wouldn't it be cool if it was like a helmet of a mind
Head
flayer's
chopping.
hold? Yeah. Immediately
mean-
sucks your brain out, turns you into
I mean,
Pandaren.
sucks your brain out, puts it in a hat. Ta-da!
Joke's on you. That's his origin story.
Grindr will say, I mean, I could always put it on and see what happens.
Picardus will step back.
If that's what you want to do, sure.
Why not?
Because we're out in the middle of the moors, and if we need access to the magic to remove a curse or something, that's still several days away.
I don't think it's a big deal.
Do you put it on?
1 second, Grainar. if you're gonna put that on, why don't I hold your 50 platinum?
Why on earth would that be necessary?
Just in case.
Just in case what?
He has a point. I agree.
Just in case it turns you into one of those mud things and we have to leave you out here.
I mean, just dispatch the mud things. You could just kill me if I become a mud thing. And then take it.
Why
Yes,
don't
but
we
then
just
you'd
get
have
on the
50
boat?
platinum pieces.
Let's just get on the boat. Toby and Micah are still waiting.
I don't think it's a good idea to put it on Toby or Micah either.
I'm not suggesting
No.
that.
That is not a good idea at all.
I cannot imagine a circumstance between now and getting to the boat where this will be a massive difference maker.
I would suggest putting it on one of those two besides Grainar, if it comes to that.
Or we can just go back to Saltmarsh.
Yes.
We can find out what it actually is before we go randomly
said
putting it on
Eve.
head.
I said Eve.
I'm not. All right, let's go to the boat. I start walking to the boat.
I will follow.
Fine. You're no fun.
I will follow as well.
Okay. Eventually, close to it's after midnight by the time you reach the boat. And there is one sleepy-looking sailor who's sitting on the deck and with a lantern, just waiting for any sign of anything. But they're a little. He's a little too far away to catch your guys, to see you guys as you approach the coast.
Can I tell which one it is?
Yeah, they've got a lantern. It's Micah.
And he can't see us yet.
No. Or might be too tired to notice you.
I mean, they're They're supposed to be.
Hmm?
Shoot an arrow into the boat next to him.
What?
Wake him up.
Do it.
No, that's mean.
And if we were people who were coming to kill him, he would be dead, not just scared.
No.
I shoot Ray of Frost at his close to his face.
Oh my god.
Don't.
You're gonna shove him as he's casting that so he misses.
Oh,
You-
cool.
We are literally we're about to have the Legolas situation where he's going to miss, and he fucks up his aim and causes him to kill him.
Okay,
Great, here we go.
I'm going, Vicaris, make the attack roll at disadvantage.
Sweet.
If you miss, you fucking kill him. You ice him.
Oh, whoops, let me turn on disadvantage. Sorry, it's being weird right now. Alright. Ray of Frost. 17.
17.
Ooh. You catch the lantern, blows it out of his hand, and it extinguishes the light, and those who can see in the dark, see that he gets up and starts to panic, trying to find the lantern in the dark. And after a couple of minutes, has it lit again and runs to the side of the boat and sees you all. And, hello!
Wakey, wakey, sleepyhead.
How far away is he?
There are 6 of us with 2 light sources walking up on your ship, on our ship. Micah, are you trying to die?
No? You
Gonna have
guys
to
have
work
been
on
gone
that.
for a day and a half. I didn't know where you were.
That doesn't mean you stop paying attention.
Who wasn't trying? What time is it? And then he goes to the
Time for you to pay attention.
he goes to the center of the ship of the deck and starts throwing out lines to you guys so you can get aboard.
Sorry, Doug.
Not a bad thing.
Okay, you are all aboard the ship. Your plan was to have them sail you guys back during the night?
Yeah, if they are rested enough to sail, how many hours until sunrise? Do we have any idea?
Make an
Somebody
intelligence
give
check for me.
Druidcraft?
Druidcraft would also.
Oh, Druidcraft.
Yes.
Hey, let the Druidcraft do it.
Yeah, there's 2 Druidcrafts.
Literally the whole purpose of the show.
Zashel, you have. If you would guess, it's close to midnight, so theoretically 6 hours. Druidcraft tells you like 4. There's some time lost when you go underground. But yeah, about 4 hours before the sun rises. And tomorrow will be a less than cloudy day. It would appear though, Micah is too tired to sail, and Toby is asleep below deck.
All right, go rest. You both need to sail. I'll stay up for a little while and keep watch, and we should have the sun in a few hours. We need to get back to Saltmarsh.
He nods and takes his lantern downstairs.
Leave the lantern.
He needs to see you to get downstairs.
Vicaris will take the first watch, or however, or at least the 4 hours until it takes the new person to wake up and take over.
Okay. Could you make me a con save?
No. 1 second.
This is the story of how we all died from
Ooh,
exhaustion.
Tides of Chaos.
Okay. Okay. Hooey. Okay. Right. Anything special? Anyone else insisting on staying up for the night, or just Vakaris?
Oh, I was
I
still
am
gonna
passing
take my
out.
4 hours to sleep later.
Yes, I know.
Oh, okay.
But you still
I'll-
technically are going to be up until dawn, and then that if you had failed to save when you take that long rest, theoretically during the sailing portion of the trip, it would go away.
God, it makes sense.
Griner will stay awake with him as well.
Okay. Then you also need to roll me a con save. Okay.
Sleep.
Right.
Sleep.
Anything special the two of you are doing besides keeping watch?
Uh,
Okay. Both of you roll perception checks for me then. Interesting. The both of you feel the water is surprisingly quiet, and there are a couple of jostles to the ship that are actually pretty concerning. But no creature makes attempt to breach the vessel. It's possible that your new allies might be helping you out below water. Now, the dawn comes. As I said, it's not particularly cloudy. The two of you can go below deck and sleep. Toby and Micah get up and pull anchor and begin sailing eastward towards Saltmarsh. You guys have, I think, a 3-4 hour trip. I think. Anything you do in that time?
Are we going directly to the city, or are we going to the lighthouse first?
I mean, we can go to the lighthouse first if we
Do we
want.
have anything to do with the lighthouse? I mean, in all honesty, I was gonna say I'd like to sleep in our own beds, but actually that's a lie. So,
But
speaking of which, we really gotta use some new beds.
I need to get to the lighthouse. I had the most wonderful dream. I should get to the lighthouse immediately.
We will swing by the lighthouse then.
Can I
but
make
we should
an
get to
insight
Ilianders
check
as
on that?
quickly as possible.
You can make an insight check, but
Of course.
I had the
Fire.
most wonderful dream. I need to get to the lighthouse immediately.
does Yop carry a pen and pencil? Not really, huh? Like paper?
No, she does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For
Okay,
the rest
so
of the trip, she's going to do some pretty furious scribbling.
all right, cool. We've got anyone else have a frantic moment of a frantic epiphany in the meantime?
Am I asleep?
You will be resting, yes.
Okay, cool. Then nope.
All right. Okay. Couple hours later, you make it to the lighthouse. Your poor maitre d' is rather distraught about the fact that you do not ever call or check in or anything at any point for basically anything ever.
I am working on
but
understanding the magic
how
of
would we-
sending. Just
Check in.
You could come home every once in a while.
We're still out and on a
Just got
quest. You
back.
can't just come back every 5 hours to say hello.
Oh,
We
you're
won't
certain.
ever get anything done.
You're certainly right, but there has been multiple nights of let's see, I haven't seen any points to Zashel and Griner. A couple of you in better part of 3 days now, 4 maybe.
You probably
Okay.
wouldn't have wanted to hurt me.
Your
Fair
business.
point.
We
that
were
is a fair point.
down the coast, up the coast. I'm very bad with direction. On a boat
Along
ride.
the coast,
Across, yeah.
west. I do apologize. I did not realize that my staying in the city would distress you in such a way. I will endeavor to.
Well, I just need to know if any of you die so I can send that information out to head off. No one tells me anything, so...
You will be the first to know if any of us die.
That is not even remotely true, and you all know that.
That is true. If we were
You'll
to
be the
die,
first-
everyone else in the group would know before he does.
Okay. If we die, you will be the first to know outside of people who actively witnessed us dying.
Greiner just is.
Why is that? I don't.
I'm doing the just let it go maneuver because he's gonna keep picking technicalities. we got what you meant.
I have much work to do. I'm not to be disturbed.
And Yop will shove the psychedelic mushrooms in her face and run up to her.
Are we aware?
Sorry, where did Yop go?
Up to her workshop in the lighthouse.
Yep.
Room number 2 on the second floor.
Yep. Did she need help? No? Okay, bye.
I think this is Dasani's first trip out this way. So this is a... Oh, what are you doing, Vicaris? Did you roll mage armor?
Nope.
Oh.
I'm gonna disappear and follow Yop.
Cool.
And then when she closes the door, because this isn't a spell, I'm gonna face step into the room.
Yeah. What season? Are you in autumn?
Spring.
Spring, okay. You could choose to use the effect, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, okay. Adam, why don't you describe what Vicaris sees you doing?
It's probably a combination of frantically scribbling on the walls and then scribbling on the paper that she has and checking the notes against each other. Occasionally hammering on scraps of metal that she's been collecting. Occasionally running down to the area just outside the front of the lighthouse where she built a tiny little makeshift forge and heating stuff up and banging some stuff down there, and then running back upstairs to compare it to the drawings. And then occasionally what could best be described as the I've got to pee dance. You see a lot of that in various combinations.
Beautiful. So Dasani,
I have a question. Can you describe to me what this lighthouse is for everyone, or for me? I mean, I'm not sure. Is this like our lair, I guess?
Yeah,
Kinda.
this is absolutely your guys' lair. So the outside is looking a little bit, is looking somewhat run down, but in the time that you guys have been away, it appears that Sunny and probably also the Major have been putting in a lot of work to fix cracks in the structuring and what's the word? Not it doesn't matter. Replaster the outside. There is a door. On the door, there is a sign that has been stuck in with a dagger with an A and an I intersecting each other for Acquisitions Incorporated. The interior...
We're looking for, correct?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes. The interior is kind of dirty, but that is in improvement as well. There is a sort of... There is a place that looks like it maybe once was a library, but there are no books. There is a fireplace with an elemental of some kind that responds to people entering the room and ignites itself when people are present and then dims when they are absent. There is kitchens and dining rooms. There are 4 people. Actually, you only see 3 people here. One. There is. There's a young girl who's working in the kitchens. there is a young boy who is working on the small plot of land outside the building, but also working in minor construction to repair water damage and other things inside. And then a wild-eyed looking older gentleman with an arrow through his noggin, who was the one who was shouting at you a moment ago.
Major Domo.
And seeing a new face, actually Abernathy takes some ire and says, "And who is this? We have a guest." And then we have the other two, the people, the ones that you pulled from prison. Yes, those two. Yes, are they here? And Toby and Micah kind of wave from the door. And Abernathy comes and inspects Dasani rather closely and just says, "How old are you, boy?"
Saw, dude. I'm like 16. What's your deal?
I am essentially the quartermaster, and I am also the liaison for head office for the company. Are you working for the company, boy?
Get out of my way, excuse me. Oh my god, your skin is very blue. Pardon me, I must go upstairs.
Griner is just watching her run past and says, as she exits the room, he says, "Should we do something about that? I don't know if she's well." I'm presuming as Abernathy is still yelling in the background.
Abernathy does not seem to. He seems more interested in Dasani and him being new and weird to him than he is in Yop's wild ass trip. Is this boy to be hired to the company? And he asks everyone else around.
I truthfully don't know. We sort of fished him out of the river over by the tortoiseshell dock when we were docked. Dasani, this is our headquarters, the Lighthouse franchise of Acquisitions Incorporated.
He looks at Dasani and puts a hand on his shoulder. Says, "Young man, do you want a job?"
Sure, man, whatever.
Excellent. And he promptly leaves the room and returns with a rather extensive contract with a bunch of arrows pointing to where to sign an initial, and hands it to you.
Sign here, initial here, dot here.
Reaches out, grabs the document, looks at it. Where do I sign, man?
He takes you over to a table right next to the fireplace and walks you through the contract. Without reading it, he just tells you to sign where on the lines.
Dasani I guess I'm assuming he has a pen.
Yeah.
And signs this document with a giant D and
Of course.
slams it on the table. And water spews out of his hands, soaks the entire document, and he's like, "Sorry, bro."
No problem. I always have about 8 of hand. Into his office and brings out another one to repeat the process with you. And while that's happening, Sonny, the stable boy, comes in with a bunch of lumber and tools and things to help fix some stairs. And he looks at Dasani, who is younger than him, and he's like, "God damn it!" and goes into the stairwell to continue working as an unpaid intern.
Aw.
Somebody's pissed.
Okay, is there
We'll change my mind.
is there anything else that's happening while you guys are here for now? And Yop, does this take a short rest to finish the project?
Sure. I mean, I think it's unclear. I think we're winging this whole thing because it's just a feature of the next level. So
Okay. Yeah, so by the rules it just appears, but
yeah,
okay.
but that didn't really make much sense considering we were in the loop
Right.
there.
Right. Okay. Yeah, anything else anyone's doing? Yumi, do you have a garden thing you want to do?
Yumi is going to lay down now that she's no longer on the moving ocean. She's
Okay.
gonna lay on the floor.
On the floor?
For the floor of the lighthouse, more comfortable than anywhere else.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, she is gonna ask, don't we have to go see the council
Yep.
to report back the thing?
Yep.
When are we gonna do that?
As soon as Yop is ready, or if Yop is going to be a while, we can go now and probably be back by the time she's done.
Look out of my way. I've got exactly 3 minutes to get these 2 pieces heated up.
Just hear it like scooting by.
Yeah, are you sure we can't help you with that?
No, we're in the wrong.
I know my way around a forge.
If I need you to punch something, I'll let you know.
Okay, that's fair. I'll take that.
By the way, I will at the end of the short rest or whatever. I don't plan on leaving the room when my invisibility fades.
Cool.
Just plan on it wearing off. Just staying.
Oh,
right
super cool.
Just chilling there.
Should we just go to that moment then?
I think we should. I think
Well,
we need to
unless
see
it-
what that is.
Unless anybody else has anything to do.
Zashel?
If I go to the council, is there anybody who's ready to go, or should I just wait for somebody?
I am ready to go when you are. Until
Are
then,
you
I'm
sure you
going
were laying down? I don't want to.
I can go and come back and lay down afterward.
Okay.
I'm imagining him standing over her and just kind of like not even bending down to look, just looking down on her on the ground. Are you sure you don't want to?
You just stay. It's fine.
So you two, anyone else want to just go while Yop does this?
Stay here. Do you want to go to the council?
Dasani is going to stay back and let the grown-ups deal with the grown-up business. He probably makes his way to the kitchen because he's starving.
The girl Missy
Growing
can help you
boy.
find food. And Grinar?
Grinar is. I'm currently. I think he is going to. Yeah, I'll go.
All right. So the three of you head back to Salt Marsh with Toby and Micah. This takes half an hour, and who do you wish to speak to? Because they are not holding council right now, so you can talk to whoever you want to in their office.
What do you think, Yumi? Eleander or Ida? I feel like those are our two.
I think I much prefer Ida.
Ida it is then.
Okay. She does not appear. Actually, she's reading like a novel with little glasses. And pulls them off and sets them down when you enter. And says, "Hi. Hello. 3, 4, 5 of you here. Is everyone else all right? Everyone else make it back all right?"
Yeah, they're relaxing.
Five
They're
of us.
good.
Toby and Micah are with you.
Oh, okay. Yes, the
Why
others
didn't you
are.
guys stay and watch the ship?
It's at harbor. It's safe at the docks. Do you want
Is
us to
it?
go back? Would you prefer if we went back?
I mean, if it's safe, do you think we'll need them for the rest of the day? Maybe they can just go home. We can sail the ship back, right?
Or we can come get them later. You should go check in with your families because we've been gone for a few days. They'll want to know you're okay.
Toby kind of gives you a fake salute, and then and the two of them wander off. All right, the three of you then.
Yes,
What?
they have been extremely helpful in the endeavor we undertook.
Well, I'm glad.
For the record.
Good. It's good to hear. I would have been ashamed to put a couple of useful sailors in reason. All right. Well, what did you learn then?
The lizard folk have no interest in attacking Saltmarsh. They don't see Saltmarsh as much of a threat. What they are currently dealing with is an attack by Sauhagen? Four-armed.
Sahagins? And some of those, what were those? Pollywogs?
Bullywugs.
Yes, but we took care of those after they attacked us. But it seems like they were buying weapons because they were having territory problems with other races that were invading their area. Not humans.
They are in a protracted war with the Sauhagen within the waters off of the coast. The Bullywugs seem to be a more skirmish issue in the swamps themselves. They are willing to form a formal alliance with Saltmarsh ensure that they will not attack and indeed provide mutual defense, provided you are willing to do so in kind. They are in need of weaponry, medicines, and if there are forces that can be spared, that would certainly be welcome on their part. I have a feeling from what they've said, the Sauhagen represent a threat not just to the lizard folk, but also to Saltmarsh. Since I don't think they intend to stop in the swamps to the west.
She has her book down, she has her glasses in her hand, and her fingers kind of crossed in front of her mouth. Elbows on the table, on the desk, and she says, I see. Well, that is concerning. Well, it's better than we hoped, anyway. I could certainly talk with Manistrad. Maybe the forages and the mines might be able to spare some tools we could send out that way. Sounds better to have them have their fight than to bring it into our territory. I know that any creature strong and large as both of those creatures tend to be, better fighting each other than fighting us, per se. I don't see any problem with trying to send assistance, if we can afford it. I'd have to speak again with the other council members to see what they can afford. From what I would assume, weapons certainly, medical supplies absolutely. Manpower might be a little bit of a hard stretch to pull. If nothing else, the king might find that reprehensible. This is good to hear, though. Is there anything else that you learned?
Is there anything else we learned? That is a good question. What are we forgetting, you mean?
I don't think we forgot anything.
Griner? I think that's largely it.
Griner will offer. Well, no, he will wait.
Okay.
Should have brought it up beforehand. I forgot about it.
I mean, there was
I
that
feel like
one
there was
guy
something
that was.
Shaman told us.
Oh, I don't remember that, but that one guy that pulled us aside and didn't want us talking to the queen, he seems suspicious. I don't know if there might be some power struggle thing going on there, or if
Oh,
they have some
Vutha.
secret plans.
She is indeed referring to Vutha.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
point. There may be a power struggle within the ranks of the lizard folk, so it's definitely in our interest to support the current monarch, the Queen Othicant. She seems far more amiable or amicable than Vutha, who I think might have visions of rulership.
All right. I'll take that into account. Perhaps we can. I don't think that we'll be necessarily requiring your services as a messenger. I believe we might be able to muster enough people that can, as long as we know that they're not intently harming us, then I suppose a few guards could be sent out that way to negotiate.
Be very wary of the this strange gray substance. Looks like mud, and it dissolves weapons. If advise your guards if they run into them to get away from them if they can. It's best to not fight them, especially with metallic weapons.
She nods. And what language were they speaking predominantly? What language do they seem most comfortable with?
Draconic. Most
Right.
of them do not even seem to speak the common tongue, so if you do send a team out there, a crew out there, make sure there's at least one person who knows the language.
Well, that shouldn't be too difficult. Eleander's quite handy with all sorts of languages. If nothing else, I'm sure he might be willing to make the trek out himself. All right, deal is a deal. If you filled your contract, and she goes to retrieve your reward of 700 gold, and says, "Is there anything else that I any?" Oh, that's right. Just give me one moment. And she steps out of the room for a minute and comes back with a sealed letter with green wax and a small crest, and hands it to you and says, Gellin is having some sort of get-together in the next couple of days. I believe tomorrow? I'd have to double check, but he requested that if you would be back in time, that you all come. He said he was interested in getting to know all you all better. Myself, I'll certainly be in attendance. I believe the other council members will be as well if they're not too preoccupied, as well as some of the other folks from around the city, if you're interested, anyway.
I will check with the others, but I see no reason I will speak for myself. I see no reason I should not be able to attend.
Excellent. It'd be, truthfully, you're all quite fascinating individuals. It might be interesting to get to know you in a bit of a more comfortable location than through work and through legal jargon exclusively.
Of course. Yes. Yes, that makes sense. Those two things clearly do not bother Zachel at all.
If there's nothing else that I can be helping you with, might be seeing you later in a couple of days then.
Sure. Yes, absolutely.
And if there's any other business that we might be able to muster your resources for, of naturally, let you know as quickly as possible.
We appreciate it. We hope you No, never mind. It's getting a full pitch, but my brain's not working.
Okay, so back at the lighthouse, an hour into her, into her rampage, into Yop's rampage, Vicaris reappears from invisibility, and in that meantime, is Dasani just noshing, or what is he doing? Is he exploring the space? What's Dasani up to?
Yeah, he was rummaging, going to look for some food, and he was kind of like scoping the place out, kicking back.
It's kind of got a real like haunted feeling.
Seemed
Without-
like from the outside.
Yeah, without feeling like it's a ghost or specter or anything inside. You just it's like that cool place that the older kids go to hang out at, where there's like holes in the floor and stuff. Like, it's super cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, the maid, the girl, Missy, is willing to help you with anything you need from the kitchen, but she doesn't really talk very much. And important things of note for this is room 4. If you wander up, like clear up there is no floor in that room, but there is a bunch of hanging terracotta pots suspended from rope.
Okay.
And room 7, you are instructed to never enter unless invited, which you're not counting on.
Noted.
You're also very much instructed to not enter the very top floor, the lookout loft, because if anyone, and Abernathy tells you this, if you enter the loft, the light on the lighthouse just extinguishes and doesn't come back on until you exit again.
Okay.
Yop, what are you doing? How are things going for Yop? And does she notice Vicaris when he reappears?
Things are going great.
And does she assume it's just one of her hallucinations?
Oh no, no. This is not Yop's first rodeo. So she's got all sorts of metal parts. They're getting bigger and bigger. When she sees Vicaris materialize, I guess she's hello. You didn't need to. Have you been here the whole time?
Yeah. Oh, hi.
Oh well, you could have just come in. I didn't. I'm not trying to keep this secret from anyone. I just so excited. I had this inspiration. I had to get right to it.
All right, but you said you didn't want to be disturbed, so I decided to go invisible and stay very quiet. That way, I can still observe without actually disturbing.
Oh, well, how very courteous of you. That's so nice. Oh, look, a giant spider on the wall. Where's that going? Oh, I'm
What?
sorry. Where was I? Yes, the pieces. I'm just about ready to assemble everything. If you just stand back a moment, and she sort of pushes all the pieces together on the floor, right?
Right, what are you
And-
making?
Oh, you'll see in no time. And she starts casting mending, and I will post a picture in Discord. What you see is a
Oh, God.
large pelican made out of metal.
Oh my god.
It's glorious.
Looks something like that. This is my friend. I'll have to come up with a name for him. I didn't have time to think of one while I was dreaming up the schematics, but I did have one other idea. Would it be possible, do you think, could I see that bag of holding that you carry, please?
What do you plan on doing with it?
Well, I'll show you, and if you don't think it's a good idea, I'll just give it right back.
Oh, and I hold it out like very apprehensively.
I take the bag of holding and I put it into the giant sack that is the bottom of the pelican's beak. so that you can just reach in there. And
I figure
Right.
this way you don't have to carry it.
I mean, it's not very heavy. So is the pelican going to carry the bag the entire time now?
Well, if you think it's a good idea, but if you'd rather keep it on you, I can give it back to you.
I'm just gonna kind of like slowly put my hand in the pelican's mouth to kind of like feel the top of the bag of holding. And you sure it's not gonna bite?
No, it wouldn't hurt any of us. It's here to help us.
Does it move?
oh yes, and I will instruct the pelican to do a little dance and flap its wings.
Can I press sensation to like make a little jig?
Like a song?
Yeah, like just a very
Yeah.
rudimentary song.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing. What does it
Oh,
do
that's-
besides carry a bag?
That's very impressive, Icarus. The song's lovely, and I see the notes just floating off into space. How wonderful.
What does it do besides carry my bag?
Well, it can carry the bag, and it can attack if I would like it to, and it can make it more difficult for other people to attack us.
No, I like that last part a lot. What were those things you ate right before you created this? gadget?
Oh! Those were some psychedelic mushrooms. I like them very much, thank you.
Do you find it helps your process eating things that make you hallucinate before you craft?
Well, sometimes it can help unblock the creativity. Other times it can make me too creative and I end up with a mess. But I thought it was worth the risk this time, and look how well it paid off.
It did, indeed. Perhaps I'll try it next time.
Oh, well then next time I go into town, I'll make some mushrooms for the both of us.
Something tells me the new kid, Dasani, I have a feeling he'd partake as well.
Well, that would be lovely. But I think maybe half a bag for him to start.
Right, yeah.
Need a whole bag of them at once. All right.
Sorry, I laughed because Andrew made like this this face, and none of you can see it, and I feel bad.
But he's both young and he's slight of stature. He doesn't have the girth that I have.
Let's not use that word ever again, please.
I don't know.
I'm
Something tells me
absolutely
he's-
going to use it as much as possible now. Thank you, Tristan.
Oh God.
Something tells me he that he might be more experienced than the both of us combined.
Oh, really? Perhaps he's got something to teach me. That would be wonderful.
Right, it's just a feeling. We should probably ask him about it sometime, since he works with us now. He's on a boat, and we know very little besides he's a water ganassi that can't swim, and he turns into animals.
That's a very good point. Dasani!
And Yop will start going down the stairs, and the pelican will sort of waddle behind her.
Oh, I love it. I will follow.
I made you a steel defender sheet, just so you
Thank
know.
you. Thank you.
Also, I will waddle as if trying out to see if it's a more effective way of walking.
It's not. It's very clearly not, especially when you get to the stairs.
All right, I'll stop after the second step.
Dasani! Hello!
Where is Dasani? Is he
I'm
still?
right
Oh,
You meant
Oh, I'm in the.
he's on the stairs right outside the door.
I should have been in the kitchen, technically, right?
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hello. I see you got yourself something to eat. That sounds like a wonderful idea. I was wondering, do you have any experience with psychedelic mushrooms? Or, now that I think about it, they don't have to be mushrooms. Any psychedelics whatsoever.
You don't make it up.
Yeah, man, what kind?
Well, I just ate a bunch of mushrooms that were very helpful in me making this, and the pelican will waddle up next to me.
Uh-oh. Dasani looks at Iop and is like, "Are you on him now, man?"
Oh yes, they were very helpful in unblocking the creativity necessary to put my friend here together.
Dasani looks at this pelican, I guess, and is confused as if it's real or not. Is
Oh,
that
it's-
like a real pelican?
But I mean, it's quite real, and I'll sort of knock it on the head, and it goes ping, 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 ping as I knock on its head. I mean, it's real in that it's here. It's not a hallucination of mine or anything.
Okay, 'cause I thought I was tripping for a second.
Oh no, well, no, that's just me right now. But yes, it's real in that it exists. It's not real as in a flesh and blood pelican. This one is much more sturdy and much more helpful to us. But back to the matter at hand. What experience do you have with the hallucinogens? Vicaris seems to think you're quite experienced.
Well, I mostly do like cannabis. You know,
I give sort of a side glance to Vicaris.
And I say, I thought so. Well, if you're interested, the next time we enjoy some of these, I will get you some and you can try it out and see if you like it.
All right, sounds like a good fucking idea, man.
Yes, it's a wonderful idea. Hey, look
Right,
at that.
but Dasani, what would your parents think? Do they need is there like a permission slip kind of deal? Is it like only in that house, or are they just?
Nah, they're cool, man. They pushed me out pretty much to do whatever I want, so we're cool.
Yeah, we'll take good care of you. It'll be fine. It'll be lovely. Hey, is that chair dancing?
No, man, it's not.
Oh, that's me. Sorry.
And does Dasani have any food out?
I think the icebox is like open.
Okay, I will rummage through there, and if I see, or maybe not even the icebox, maybe if I see like bread lying around, I'll pull off a hunk of that,
Yep.
and I'll rip some off, and I'll chew on a little bit, and I'll rip off a little piece and feed it to the pelican.
The
And
pelican, it just goes into the bag of
It
holding.
absolutely goes right into the bag of holding.
Yeah, and there will be bread in there the next time you're there.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, okay, so, my important work is done for the day now. I guess the only thing left to do is enjoy the rest of these mushrooms. Would anybody like to go outside and look at the clouds?
Oh, I would, yes.
Oh, let's go.
Sonic?
Yeah, that sounds like fun, man.
And as we go out and the pelican waddles behind us, I'll turn to Dasani and Vicaris and I'll say,
I think maybe I'll call her Betty. What do you think?
Betty, righteous.
Betty it is then. Come on, Betty.
I like Betty. Dasani, follow me real quick. And I would like to go to the edge of the island and just kind of like peer over.
Okay. What are you gonna do to him?
Hopefully something naughty.
Wow. What? The child!
No, I think, like, it sounds like you're just gonna push him in and,
Hopefully he floats.
yeah.
Now,
I mean,
you don't know much about your race, right?
No, not really, man.
Do you know... Have you ever actually been in the water besides the time to save you?
Nope, that was the first.
I'm gonna
Never
push him in.
bathed.
Well, I've been like
believe
up to my knees.
I'm gonna push him in.
So I thought.
100%.
Push me into the fucking wall.
I'm gonna push him into the water.
How does Dasani handle that?
He has this like wide-eyed look, and he's like, "Oh shit, man!" Falls into the water, and he's kicking around, kicking and screaming, and then
No. You gotta relax.
a wave swipes over his head, and he's under the water, and then he gasps underneath the water and realizes he can breathe. And then he's still under the water, swimming around underneath. And I'm assuming at this point, Lucaris does not know where he's at, so he's probably freaking out. And then Dasani pops, and he realizes that he could stand.
Right, so what I know about your species, which is agreeably not much, or admittedly not much, but you can breathe underwater, right?
I just realized that, man! He sticks his head into the water while he's standing and breathes underwater again, and then pops his head back out. I can breathe underwater!
Doc comes running over with Betty behind her. What's going on over here?
Dasani's learning how to swim, or rather, learning that he always could. What about animals? Have you tried a swimming animal?
Never thought of it, dude.
Why not a crocodile?
No, their skin's too dry.
No,
Right.
skin is too dry. All right.
Well, yeah, because he could never swim before, so he never was in water, so he was dried out.
Why don't you try a toad?
All right. Do I turn into a toad?
You can.
Yeah.
Dasani swirls his magic staff up in the air, and then all of a sudden, poof, and he is a toad. And he flops in the. He turns into a toad in the water, in the air, and then he flops down into the water.
Betty claps her wings.
And a riptide comes and takes him
Fucking
away. Just kidding.
Yeah, right. And he was never seen again.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Right, well, I'm glad we figured that out.
Okay. Anything else the three of you need to get up to before we go back to Saltmarsh for everybody else?
Yeah, I will turn to Yop and be like, Yop, do you know any Ganassi yourself?
I know Dasani.
That's it.
I may have seen some before, but I've never, had a conversation with one before meeting Dasani.
Right. Well, I mean, I know plenty, but this is, they're not on this plane, so I guess we'll have to look for another one. It's fine. And now I'm done, Sarah.
Alright, cool.
Are you dead?
Okay.
No, I'm still here.
Yumi and Greinar, was there special errands that you needed to take care of?
We would like to go buy a nice bed and some pillows.
Yes. I'm trying to think of a location, but I don't think that matters too much. With enough time, you can find, a furniture store. Let's say this will cost you, I'm assuming okay, when you say nice bed and pillows, are we talking like a large bed or just like a twin-size bed?
Oh, like a small twin-size bed that's clean, as long as it's
Right.
not that dirty piece of trash at the lighthouse.
Yeah, right. Okay, so I'll say you can drop 10 gold and get fitted out with furniture that way.
Sure.
Are you thinking about buying some for everybody, or are you just buying your own?
Is Grinar with me or am I alone?
Griner is going with you. He has much the same plan.
Okay, do you think we should buy for everyone too? Or they can go buy their own?
I think it would be a good morale boost if everybody had a nice bed, and it might lead to like petty arguments. Then the tribe, if some of us have nice beds, some of us have to sleep on literal shit.
Alright, there's... Oh, wait. We don't need for Micah and Tobias, right?
I mean, we don't have to get. I mean, if we can just get clean stuff, we don't have to get them anything nice.
Okay, does have you seen Missy and Sunny's bed? Are their beds nice? I haven't really gone in their room.
You guys would have had to step through their room on occasion, because it's one of the. It's in an access point on the lighthouse.
Oh, okay.
They actually have the worst furniture in the entire building.
Oh my god.
If that is the case, yeah, I'm definitely gonna find them. Bedding.
Okay.
They have
Okay.
the worst furniture. It's horrifying.
They're the unpaid interns.
But our furniture is horrifying.
Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So there's 6 of us. With them, it's 8.
Mhm.
Do you think we need to buy Abernathy? No, Abernathy can buy his own bed, right?
Abernathy has his own bed. He's the boss.
Abernathy has been sleeping in a chair to avoid jostling the arrow in his brain.
Oh, okay.
Maybe if
Yeah.
he's nice, I'll buy him a new chair. But I think he's good for right now.
What you need to do is buy him a massage table so he can lay face down with that arrow right through the hole.
Oh, that's a good point. Rainer doesn't know what a massage table is, so we're gonna put that on the shelf.
Yumi doesn't quite understand that either.
Um,
I'm not sure they would have made one with a hole at this point in time.
I mean, just conceptually, just the
Funny
idea of
as
him
fuck.
being suspended essentially in a hammock with the arrow through a lot of the slit of Anyway, up to 80 gold so far. Is there any other furniture you'd like to acquire while you're out? Like,
furniture-wise,
Oh, could you help us carry this to our boat?
at this furniture store, they will help you get things to the ship. In fact, they are willing to take it to the they're willing to take it to the lighthouse themselves. Fee.
I think I'm going to load it onto the boat for us. It'll be fine. I would like to buy. Oh, can I? I just like want to buy like loose stuffing and stuff like that, so that I can build more combat post things.
Oh, okay. Yeah, drop a silver and you can get some hay.
All right, do that. And then you said 80 gold right now.
80 gold. Yep.
Okay, so Griner will pull out 4 platinum and just say
Full out
halfsies to Yumi.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right,
Okay.
and Griner will help load everything up and all that. And he says, I'm actually going to go buy some alchemy stuff and then get some stuff for my armor. So I'll be back later.
Oh wait, I need alchemy stuff too. I'll come with you.
Okay, sure.
Yumi would like to buy some health potions that aren't made by Grinar.
Oh my god.
You're gonna go with me?
That's
Diss
so
me and go
fucking
buy
mean.
some other health potions.
Listen,
I thought we were about to have a cool moment.
no,
did
but Zashel refuses to drink any that you made, so I need to make sure there's some for him in case he goes down.
Oh, I'm
If
sorry.
he's unconscious, he's not gonna have a fucking choice. Now is
Were you hoping for a nice moment between two characters, and it was
Eat
ruined? That
my
must be terrible.
dick.
Yes, well, you know, I have a sense of honor that I'm not gonna feed him something he refuses to drink just because he's unconscious. That's wrong. So I'm gonna go buy some that he can ingest.
I'm gonna let him die now.
It's her money to spend. It's her money, and she's just gonna spend twice as much as you are. Sure, yeah, it's 50 gold a health potion, 25 for the ingredients.
I will buy 2 more. That's verbs for the health potions. I will buy 3 for vials of acid.
Okay.
I'll buy 2 health potions, so that's 10 platinum.
10 platinum. No.
100 gold.
5 platinum. Yeah, it should be 10 platinum. It's 100 gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look,
So-
am I doing math wrong? Am I underdoing it?
No, you were fine. I was thinking of different
So-
coin. We're good.
5 times 25 is 125, so that would be 12 of those. Those 2 for the gold. Must be 34. And then do that is 28. Okay.
Okay. Anything
that.
else that we can interest you in this afternoon?
I need some oil.
Okay.
A little I just buy like a jug of it and then I'll fill my own bottles with it.
Okay.
Since I plan them essentially just being beer bottles because I'm a whack job.
Okay. Do you have the cost for that?
So each flask is 1 silver, so I'll buy like 1, or I'll buy 1 gold's worth, like just like a jug of it, but I'm only gonna need 95 right now.
Yeah, sounds good. No problem.
Oil. 5.
Any other things you'd like to purchase? No? Oh, okay.
Is-
Yumi just leaves.
Oh, actually. So, I will buy stuff for. I'm gonna try and make a bottle of Alchemist Fire. That's another 25 gold.
Uh-huh.
That is it.
Okay. And where does Yumi go?
To pick up those manacles she ordered a while ago for her and Kiara, who disappeared.
Yeah, yeah. No, those are ready for you for sure. And you already did you pay half up front? Was that what happened, or did you pay full?
I think I paid full for 2 pink and 2 purple.
Yeah, I really remember that, but I couldn't remember if you. But it sounds right. Yeah. Not a problem. They are handed to you. And anything else?
That is all.
Okay. Anything else that Grinar does in town?
Grinar is going to go put 300 gold worth towards his plate armor.
Okay.
So how much can I sell my current plate armor for?
Half.
Half of what?
Half of its value. Like how much?
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long is it going to take me to finish making the armor? I know I started on it.
Yeah.
Or-
It takes you. I think it was. Yes, it was 4 crafting. Wait. Yeah, 4 crafting periods. No, 5. It was 5. That's what it was. 5 crafting periods with a DC 12.
Okay.
11. Yeah, 11 for each period.
Okay. Why do I not have my... Not sure. Did I mess something up? I should have Smith's tools in here, but it is not here. I feel like I forgot to include it when I leveled up in the Battle Master thing. But let me go double check, make sure I didn't do something different than what I thought I was doing.
Okay. Let's go over to Zashel. What is Zashel up to?
Zashel will run by Toby and Micah's house, and without going in, just send them a message to meet us at the dock in about 4-ish hours. And then I will swing by the jail.
The jail?
Yes.
Okay. Craddock is there because that's how NPCs work.
It is a work day, Craddock, sorry.
And he greets you. You're familiar now, and says, "Is there something I can help you with, Master Zashel?"
Yes, I was hoping to speak with the prisoner again.
Again? Oh,
Yes, I came by a few days ago before I left.
Yes,
Panketta,
yes.
The gnome.
Yes, sure, that shouldn't be a problem. And he documents your visitation and then takes you to the cell, the mage holder's cell, and lets you inside. Closes the door behind you. You feel the wards active. No, Tristan, you can't make bombs. And there is Panketta and Sanballat still here.
Yeah, I don't care about him though.
Right.
They're both still blindfolded, right?
Mhm.
In addition to everything else.
Blindfolded, and their hands are encased in.
Yeah.
They're not.
Can't
yeah.
cast manacles.
Yeah. They both turn in the direction of someone entering, but don't say anything.
I will go over to Panketta and stand her up and walk her away from Sanballat so that I can kind of whisper without
Mm-hmm.
him overhearing.
Yeah, roll stealth for that whisper.
Oh yeah, this will go great. Hey, how's it going? Oh, right. Quiet room. My bad. Just wanted to know if you had thought about my offer at all. I have a few days here back in town before potentially having to go visit. Well, it doesn't matter for now.
I just want to get out of here and get back to working. Go home.
Is home Saltmarsh or is home somewhere else?
It's somewhere else.
I see. You might have to do a little bit of work here first before you were in as restitution for your smuggling.
I know. Her voice is very dry from not speaking.
If you are interested in helping me, then I can speak to some of the council members, see if I can. You understand this will not be for Acquisitions Incorporated. This will be working for me directly.
Sure. What do you want?
There is someone here in Saltmarsh that needs assistance of a sort. I am anticipating you providing said assistance. It is almost certainly of a slightly magical nature, but as you are a spellcaster, that should not be an issue.
What sort of work? What kind of help does this person need?
I will leave the specifics to this individual, assuming they agree to this arrangement in the first place. If they do, and if I can convince the council to let you out, then introductions will be made, and they can fill you in on the details. There's simply more than enough work. There's more work than I can be doing myself. If the council agrees, and if the work gets done, then you'll be able to leave.
You see her lift her arm and kind of put her face into her elbow for a minute and try to rub her eyes. And she just says, "Sure. Yeah, I can do that. Whatever it is. I'll try anyway. I don't have my book anymore, so I might not be very helpful, but I could be with some time and some money."
I think we can return your book to it. I believe that I might be able to persuade that to happen.
Okay.
I'll make one thing clear now, just in case you would entertain any thoughts of double-crossing me. If you hurt this individual, I will track you to the ends of the earth. I will find you, and you will suffer for this. But if that's not an issue and that's not your intentions, then you don't have to worry.
Okay. All right.
Fantastic. All right, I will come back when I have more information.
Okay. And she slowly makes a shuffling way over to the cot and pulls herself up and curls up on one side. And you're let out of the cell. You feel power return to you. Where do you go next?
I need to speak to Craddock first. No, not Craddock. Iliander, I guess, is the one that would normally be in charge of this.
Okay. To the council hall. It's still afternoon. You've got the time. And he appears to have finished the interviewing process that he'd been working on in the past few days. He's actually talking with Edda in his office. She's standing by the door.
Perfect.
Hi, you're back again so soon?
I had a question for Iliander. I suppose you as well, since you are here. As Acquisitions Incorporated was able to help Tobias and Micah, I have taken a personal interest in the gnome Punketta. There's a task with which I feel she would be able to assist me. Now, my understanding is that she is not much like Micah and Tobias. There was no violence on her part or anything. She's simply a quartermaster and all that. So, while I am not trying to absolve her, certainly, of any wrongdoing, if you might find it within your power to expedite her trial and potential service to the community, there is... Are either of you familiar with a resident here, Liru?
Oh, I am, yes. She doesn't live too far away from my estate, actually.
I did not realize that. I did not know where your estate was.
But
There is.
you're not familiar with the area. So.
No, not in the slightest. So I
What
think
sort?
Punketta's magical ability would be useful to certain, shall we say, not undertakings. What's the word that Ted is looking for here? There's a fancy word for a plan, and that's what I'm trying to come up with. So insert fancy word for plan here.
Etta gives you she gives you a cocked brow and kind of tilts her head to the side and says, what sort of schemes might that lovely young woman be having that she might need the assistance of a spellcaster for?
It's less the... You'll forgive me if I can't get into specifics, as this is someone else's... This is more her business than mine. I'm probably already overstepping my bounds, but I feel like there could be recompense made by Punketta at the same time that assistance is provided to Lyra.
I see. And
I have spoken with Punketta, and she is aware of the opportunity. Also, the cost that would come with betrayal.
The two of them stare at you skeptically and a little perhaps nervously. And
Eleander especially.
and Etta says, Master Zashel, what sort of threats are you making to this prisoner, and what sort of interest do you have in her particularly, as well as my neighbor?
I made no threats. I offered an opportunity to Punketta to presumably remove herself from that horrific jail that she's held in, which is understandable in its need, but still horrible for those of us inclined to magical ability.
Well, something we should take into consideration then. It is far better for the community for prisoners to be serving in active service to the city rather than being allowed free reign as long as they're wealthy enough to get away with it. And her brow knits a little bit when she says that.
I was going to say, that seems awfully specific.
Well, if I understand you've become a little bit more familiar with the laws of our city, they tend to favor those who may have inherited estate. Some people take advantage of that. Some people can't afford to take advantage of that. But either way, technically their money is still going towards the betterment of, the city in general. Money goes to the guards, to the roads and other things, but I personally prefer if those who find themselves under the thumb of arrest find work rather than just serving a little time and paying a little coin. So I see little trouble with this. Eleander, do you have any thoughts? He mildly shrugs, puts his hands to puts his hands out a little bit in indifference and says, I don't really know that I have vested interest in, well, I understand. It's a very demanding. It's a job in high demand. A quartermaster wizard, a ship wizard is a powerful tool for navy vessels and for sailors even, and certainly for any pirates. She is very likely, very quickly to be bought up if she were to be, if the reins were loosened a little. And I don't know that there would be a lot that we could do to stop that per se, without use of charms ourselves, which I admit are outside my own faculties. But
I'm sorry. Are you describing compelling service through magics?
I'm not suggesting that that's the solution. I am saying merely that if we were to let someone with access to magic, such as yourself or Punketta, to act as they will, and if perhaps the opportunity came up that they were allowed to flee by water or by caravan or some such, there is very little that I myself, no, hardly any of my men would be able to do to stop them. I don't think that compelling anyone, taking away their agency within service, within their court-appointed service, is the right call, but admittedly it is dangerous to anyone who is assigned to watch over them if they were still allowed access to the arcane. It's understandable. It's a basic concern. It is nothing I hold against any type of spellcaster. Hell, I'd understand if I were in a similar situation. It would be like handing me a sword and assuming that I would not use it. It's not a natural function for some folks. An inclination, I should say. Do you understand what I mean?
I think so.
I think that those who are practiced in magic are fantastic assets to society and to our city, absolutely, but if they use their powers, as we have seen with the 2 prisoners who are being held right now, selfishly and with malice in some regard, that is a larger threat than the petty drunks who get a little rough at the bars. That is the only meaning I hope you take.
I think I understand you. Anyway, it is food for thought. I still need to discuss this a little further with other involved parties. I merely thought that as a similar nonviolent offender to the 2 wards of Acquisitions Incorporated, perhaps her talents could be put to use for the community, or at least one individual thereof, instead of wasting away in what is literally one of the worst places I have ever been.
I understand.
Which again, I understand its use.
I understand. I understand your meaning, Master Sashel. Why don't you finish getting whatever affairs you had in mind in order, and we'll discuss this a little bit further in the future. I'll present it to whoever holds her appointed court hearing.
That is all I can ask. Thank you.
All right. And then what do you do next?
I will go to the boat.
Okay. Right. Few hours have passed. About. Let's not worry about how long anyone's been waiting, but at the appointed time that was mentioned to Toby and Micah, which is about 4 hours after you messaged them, them as well as all of the new furniture and Yumi and Grynar and Zashel are aboard the turtle shell, presumably headed back towards the lighthouse. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. And away you go. Toby and Micah, rather adept at lifting and hauling cargo, readily take on the moving furniture in. Sunny helps. Every time he sees Dasani, he looks visibly angry. And what did the rest of you do for the day? What do you talk about? What do you do?
One, I introduced Betty to everybody.
There is immediate distrust from Micah towards Betty.
Well, Mike, I'm sorry if you've had a bad experience with Pelican in your past, but I assure you this is something entirely different, and I'm sure you'll be fast friends.
I also, how long does it take to get back from Salt Marsh to the lighthouse?
With apt sailors, half an hour.
Okay, so Yop's just coming down at this point. She's almost back.
Cool.
So she'll probably have some gibberish to say. I don't know. She'll put a hand on Zashel's shoulder and a hand on Grynar's shoulder and look off over the horizon and,
The perceived barrier between different individuals is really just an illusion. We're all one with the living spirit.
Did something happen while we were out?
Oh, look, mattresses!
As a matter of fact, something did happen. Dasani learned to swim.
Not just
Fantastic.
that.
Congratulations. I still don't know how to swim.
Well, maybe Dasani can teach you.
I thought we were gonna have another
Yes.
Vakaris
Oh, in that case-
impromptu lesson. Yeah.
Grabs her by the shoulder, Judo flips her into the water.
I can say it.
As a quick aside, Doug seemed on board, but would the rest of the party be willing to reimburse me for the 3 health potion materials? Or, like, at least 1?
Yay or nay, people?
That's fine.
I'm totally down with that, but I'm going to say no if there's any possibility that it will force a vote and make Monkey have to.
I mean, no, because Yumi spent her own money buying already made health potions, which she will tell Zashel on the boat ride back that because he refuses to drink Grynar's ones, she bought official ones. And she
What?
even hand painted little notes on them, not made by Grynar,
Aw.
all over the bottle.
So,
This is at the same time the greatest thing, but also I feel so bad.
Yeah, it's really fucking mean.
yeah, no, it's super fucked. So,
But it's also super, super nice.
Yeah.
That
another
was 75.
another point to be
That
made.
was 75 gold, right?
Yes. If I make, let me continue real quick. If instead, what we could do is, since we now have a surplus of regular potions, with an additional 75 gold, I could get enough material to make the superior health potion that heals twice as much.
Yeah. Everyone else, yay or nay?
Sure.
Andrew said yes.
Yumi has left this conversation. It doesn't involve her.
Oh, this is an above board conversation.
This is a out of character conversation. Like
I'm
halfway.
sorry, what was the whole thing here?
Okay, so the question that's before the council is if the group would like to give me an extra 75 gold so that I might buy enough materials to be able to purchase, so I can be able to get enough. I cannot fucking talk right now.
Potion of
Make a
greater
superior
healing.
health
I can get a
potion.
potion of greater healing, which will heal twice as much, since we
Oh,
now
great.
have like 5 regular potions lying
Yeah,
around.
that's fine, right? The only question I have, and forgive me, I'm just confused, right? Is it 75 gold you need, or an extra 75 gold? And if it's an extra 75 gold, it's extra plus what?
So the 75 gold I already spent plus 75 from.
Gotcha. So you need do you need 75 gold, or you need 150 gold?
I would need 75 gold in order to purchase that.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, I'm
Um,
fine either way, but I was just curious
I mean-
what we were talking about.
The original.
Okay,
actually.
Let me ask again because I'm curious. Okay, so you're asking for reimbursement for the first, essentially 3 regular healing potions you're gonna make, right?
Yep.
So that was put on that was put on hold to ask the question if they would
Okay.
rather get the superior, greater, whatever health potion instead of doing that.
Oh,
the original-
instead of. Okay.
Yes, instead of, not
Okay.
in addition to. That was a bit of a misunderstanding. Part of the reason I'm asking is there was something else I wanted to buy that since I bought the health potion, I don't have enough to do so.
Gotcha. Okay, so everybody, would you rather have 3 regular healing potions or 1 greater healing potion?
Keep in mind we currently have, I believe, a total of 5 regular healing potions in the group.
I
Three
hope you're
greater.
not counting what I have, because that's not for everyone else.
There are a total of 5 healing potions in the group's
I took 3
inventory.
regular.
Whether or not anyone is going to hoard them and let people die over them is their choice.
No, because I want you to make sure that you're counting the one you're making separately, because they don't count for everyone and can't be used by everyone.
Bad about my jokes.
My point still stands that if you choose to let someone
Okay.
die rather than use the health potion on them, that's on you.
No, my point is you're counting it as if we have extra, which we may not.
Well, okay. All right.
What?
Okay,
Okay.
I'm counting that as I spent my own money, I bought it, and what I do with it is my choice. You should not count it as party choice, party health potions. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, they're in your inventory. What you do with them
Yeah.
is
Yes,
your
what I'm doing with them is my choice, but you shouldn't be counting
the
them.
group as a whole
No, you
has
should
5
not.
health potions
No,
in their inventory.
Okay. All right.
Tristan,
on.
count your own stuff. Don't touch my stuff. It's personal.
Okay.
What the fuck? What are you
Hold
even
on.
going on about?
Okay, guys, calm down. Okay, so Yumi has a couple, and there is, I think, amongst everyone else, there is, like, maybe people have 1. I don't think... Actually, I think Dasani is the one who's holding the other ones right now.
Dasani has 1, and I believe I have 2, or I have at least 1.
Okay. The point still stands. Would the group rather have let's not worry, let's not worry about the other potions at all, because we have in the past already had some weird questioning about who wants to use them and who doesn't want to use them, and who should hold on to them and who should not. So for what we have right now, for the 75 gold that is being put on the table for Grynar to use for a potion, do you want to use it for 3 separate ones that should maybe go into the bag of holding instead, as like actual like group contributed equipment? And if we would rather that be 3 regular healing potions or 1 greater healing potion.
I vote 3 regular.
Okay.
Same.
Adam, Ted, do you have an opinion?
I'm fine with either one. Since Grynar would be making them, which is the option that leaves you with the money to get whatever you want? Whatever
The
it
3
is that you
regular.
want.
Grynar personally would like to do the greater one because it would give him a chance to test his skill.
Okay. I will say that you also, I don't know if you recall, but you guys also just picked up 700 gold from the council.
Yes, that does need to
fulfilling
be
your
distributed.
contract. Yeah. Which,
Oh,
you know,
and-
is 70 off the top and then divided. Does that,
Mhm.
would that addition, Tristan, affect, have you
That-
accounted for
That
that yet?
would be enough for what I need. I forgot about that.
Okay. All right. I will say, especially because of what I'm going to say, Tristan, actually, just because we only have a couple minutes left of the session anyway. The 75 gold can be. I'm going to allow you to decide at the time of crafting whether or not you would like to use it for 3 smaller or 1 greater, because it's the same cost and theoretically, like, technically the same potion, just a different potency.
Wait, question. Does
Mm-hmm.
the potion cost 150 or the materials for it cost 150?
The potion cost 150.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
So in that
crafting
case,
it-
either one
crafting-
would work.
yes, exactly.
I thought the materials for it were 150.
Okay, the question you said was how much would the next tier up on health potions cost, which I just went with the full cost of that thing.
Yes, no, it was unclear.
Okay, yep. But 70,
So-
I will say, especially because healing potions go up exponentially anyway. If you have those ingredients, if you have enough to build up to the next level, you can do that with those ingredients. Does that make sense? Okay.
That would be cool. So, if the group would reimburse me 75 gold for the 3 regular, then how much gold are we going to be getting a piece from the 630?
It looks.
105.
According to Doug.
So, I can go ahead and pay. I'll go ahead and pay the 75 gold to make the greater healing potion for myself because I want to test my skill.
Okay. The DC has gone up as per crafting rule.
Sonic can help.
Sonic
Yes.
can help. You have to get a 13.
Yeah.
It's not very high, truthfully, but
No.
I made these rules ages
Hold
ago.
on one
This is a
second.
lot of money, Sarah.
on
You
one
better be
second.
successful.
Looks like you're getting ready to craft something. May Gond grant you all the wisdom you need.
All right.
I don't know why, but every time I hear Yop giving guidance, and it's always with one of those weird, hope everything goes well for you. I fully imagine clubbing someone in the side of the head, and I don't know why.
Because that's Yap's whole motto. That's her whole MO. So, and this is the list of stuff I wanted to buy.
Okay.
Addition.
All right. Sure. Your money, your stuff. Just add it to your inventory. You're all good. Thank you for doing the math. I appreciate it. Do you want to take the crafting time now?
So before I came back, how long are the crafting periods for the armor? Is it
A
specified?
crafting period is equivalent to a short rest. Oh wait,
Okay.
it's like it's technically it's technically close to like 4 hours.
Okay. So what time of day was it when we got back?
To the lighthouse?
Like whenever we were buying potions or whatever.
Wait, when you were shopping or when you got back to the
We were shopping.
lighthouse? Okay, when you were shopping, it would have been just after noon.
Okay. Grynar will spend the early afternoon doing one of those checks with help from his storefront.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I wouldn't have been there, so you don't have guidance on that.
I would not have guidance on that, no.
Yeah. The guidance is in theory towards the alchemy check later. But
Okay.
Yes,
I gotcha.
that's a little ways off.
Okay, wisdom or strength for missiles?
I will let you use strength, since I let Yop use intelligence for lockpicking.
22.
Cool. All right. If you will record how many successes you have for me.
I will do that.
Cool. All right. Do you want to do the alchemy check now?
Yes, I will return to the lighthouse after that, and I will proceed on to the alchemy check.
Okay. Go for it.
I will find Dasani and ask him for help making another potion.
Dasani down for that?
Yes, sorry. Yes.
All good.
Grinar side eyes him because he doesn't say Assad, dude. Whatever the hell. Are you really Dasani? Then he decides it doesn't matter.
Actually,
so-
when Dasani's stoned, he's actually completely coherent.
Wild.
Fun fact.
I would love
So
to help you with that.
Grinar is just looking at him wide-eyed for a minute. It's like, are you feeling okay?
I feel perfectly fine. Why would you ask?
Alright, alright.
Oh God.
So, go ahead and do that, plus a d4. Don't really need it.
Okay.
For, I guess that's for... I'll make the minor health potions first.
Okay.
So that's one... where's that?
You remember you can only do 4 crafting periods in a day.
Not specifically, but I was about to ask you how many I could get done
Yeah.
in one day.
Actually, if you take 4, it invokes a level of exhaustion. So the max you can do is 4, but you will also for sure take exhaustion at that point.
Okay. So I will do. I don't mind doing 4, but I'm not gonna ask Dasani to do 4, so I'll do 3.
Okay. Well, he also wasn't there for the first one, so he would even be at
Oh, so
risk.
I guess he could. Yeah. Okay. In that case, if Dasani is willing, I will do the next 3, and then I'll just get my exhaustion back on me. Finish the
Okay.
rest.
Is Dasani cool with hanging out, doing potions for literally like 12 hours?
Sounds like a fabulous time.
Until that high wears off.
Until the high wears off.
Here, Dasani, smoke this.
I don't think you meant to, but the way that you accidentally rubbed your microphone when you did that sounded exactly like you were taking a hit off a joint. In any case,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have never seen a drug. Yeah, go ahead, roll more checks.
da-da-da-da. Okay, and yeah, one more.
Okay.
Ta-da! Thank you for being here, Dasani. I definitely would have spilled both of those on the floor without you.
You are very welcome, kind sir.
Still not used to that. Okay, so we currently have 4 Heth potions. So I will go ahead and put 3 of those in, offer those up to the wielder of the bag of holding.
Which is now the pelican.
Betty waddles up and opens her mouth.
Griner looks around because he was not aware of this and says, first of all, what is that? And secondly, why is its mouth opening?
She's hungry.
Griner looks like he's about to punch it in the face.
Its mouth is open and you see gold and bread and a couple of other, like some books in there.
Griner looks down and says, wait, is that...
Right.
Fuck? Oh, okay.
This is Betty, and she has the bag of holding now, so you can go
What-
ahead. It'll be safe.
What did you call her?
Betty.
Betty. Okay. Betty, here you go. And he like offers them out to her, like he's offering a tribute. Here you go, it's for you.
Its mouth clamps around your wrist. It doesn't like hurt or anything. It's just.
I mean, it like slams closed on his gauntlet, and he's like, you can see him, like, flinch, like he's about to punch it, and he's like, okay, didn't actually hurt me. Can you ask it to let go of my arm, please?
Betty backs up, and the mouth doesn't open. But as she backs up, the arm just is withdrawn from the mouth, and it snaps shut.
Okay. That was interesting. Thank you. Yep.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna go to bed now. I'm very tired. Thank you guys for all of your help. Hopefully those serve us well.
Okay. Any last minute things for session? All right. So everyone will long rest and get started we'll pick up next week in the morning.